Ako si Max. ABM ako. Pero ang passion ko talaga is music. Math? Magaling naman ako sa math eh. Sadyang may mga oras na nakakatamad at mas gugustuhin ko na lang tumugtog sa bahay. O di kaya mag-jam sa kung ano-anong club. Hanggang
Anak!
Oh!
Buksan mo to!
Record ako, bakit na naman?
Buksan mo nga! Ano ha? Pagbabanda na naman yung natupag mo, pag-record na naman. Ano na naman tong letter galing sa prof na hindi ka mapasok sa math? Nung panahon namin, lahat kami nag-aaral, walang ganyan-ganyan.
Naman, sabi ko naman sa'yo na hindi accountancy ang gusto ko. Gusto ko mag-music major. Gusto ko tumugtog lang ng tumugtog habang buhay. Yung math na yan, alam ko na yan lahat. Nakita mo ba yung mga quizzes ko? Puro perfect. Hindi kaya one mistake. Okay naman na siguro yun, di ba ma?
Hay naku, ikaw bata ka. Evan, tignan mo nga tong anak mo.
Ano na naman?
Tignan mo nga.
Ano?
Tignan mo to, sulat sa kanya ng prof niya, hindi na naman umattend ng math.
O ano to? Ha? Yan, yung pagtutugtog mo na yan, walang mararating ka sa buhay niyan.
Ayan, tigil-tigilan mo na yan, ha?
Anong tigil-tigilan? Wala mo nang tutugtog sa pamamahay na to. Akin na yan.
Wag!
Ito, isa pang tong gitara na to.
Hindi gitara yan! Papa
Ano to?
naman oh!
Hindi naman tayo matutulungan na sa buhay eh.
Pa!
Wala!
Nak naman, seryosohin mo na nga yung pag-aaral mo. Nag-hirap kami ng tatay mo para dyan.
Ako si Mayhan. I love ACADS, especially math. Math is life. Lagi matataas scores ko sa quizzes and long tests namin. But I'm always second best. Or there's always this one person in my class na lagi ako natataasan kahit ano mangyari. And it's him, Max Gonzon. Nakakainis talaga yung Max na yan eh. Di na nga pumapasok pero natataasan pa rin ako. Bayan, nataasan na naman ako ni Max ng 2 points. Bakit ba ganito ang life?
Ay, Mayhan. Next time, 1 point na lang yung task sa'yo. Di ba mas maganda yun para sa'yo? And besides, di na ako nagde-review. Mas mataas pa rin ako sa'yo.
Annoying mo talaga. Diyan ka na nga, alis na ako.
Bayan, napaka-bitter naman ito ni Mayhan. Porket nakataasan ko lang ng 2 points, ganyan na siya. Palibasa, siguro crush lang siguro ako nun. Hi, Shira.
See you later,
Sure.
Girl, alam mo ba may auntie na naman sa math today? Ayoko na mabuhay.
I know, right? Let's just make chika na lang instead of reviewing.
Magseryoso nga kayo. Ang hirap kayo ng lessons this week.
Ikaw pa ba, Mayhan? You can answer this test with your eyes closed. Ay, nako. Well, anyway, alam mo ba, may narinig akong issue na may nakaka-crush daw sa'yo sa classroom.
Talaga? What? Sanay na ako dyan.
Oo naman.
Pwe? Sino?
O, akala ko ba nag-aaral ka dyan? Well, anyway, wala pa akong nasasagap na info kung sino. Pero, ano ba, nakaka-flatter kaya rin.
Ay nako, basta ako. Mahilig ako sa guys na magaling magluto, magaling sa sports, and magaling sa music.
True.
Taas naman na expectations mo. May lalaki pa ba kayong ganun? Basta, darating siya sa tamang panahon.
Mayhan, please, tulungan mo na ako, Mayhan. Ngayon lang, for this time only.
Ba't naman kita tutulungan?
Please, Mayan, please, help me this time. Kailangan ko talaga ng tulong mo.
Oo, sige na nga, go.
I really like this girl kasi and I want to get close with her. Please, 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 Mayan.
Si Shaira.
Paano mo nalaman?
May chikang nakagilap si Shannon, so halata na.
Please, Mayan, please. I need to get close to Shaira and I need your help.
Oo, sabi niya kahapon sa amin na gusto niya daw ng lalaking magaling magluto, magaling sa sports, magaling din sa music.
Weh?
Di ba magaling ka sa music?
Oo, dati. Pero di na ako tumutugtog ngayon eh. Pero siguro matutulungan mo ako. Please, Mayan, please.
Oo, alam ko may math sa music eh. Total, magaling naman ako sa math, pwede ka tong tulungan.
Good day to everyone. Now we are going to discuss how music is related to math and vice versa. But first, let us define the terms.
Music are the sounds sung by people or played on musical instruments, while mathematics is the science of numbers.
Now you might ask, how is math related to music? Let's now define the terms or the elements of music this time.
So, rhythm is a systematic arrangement of musical sounds, principally according to articulation and periodic stress. It's also a strong, regular, repeated pattern of movement or sound.
Now we are going to show you an example of rhythm. 3, 2, 1. Okay, next. Now for measure. So here you're going to see bar lines.
And the whole thing is what you call a phrase.
Okay, the ends have a double bar line and it defines the end of this entire phrase. And inside two bar lines, you're going to see notes, and the notes inside
It's what you call the measure.
measure. That's equal to one measure. For time signature, so there are two numbers, and then the first number is how many beats there are per measure, and then the one below it, it's one note gets one beat. So for example, a quarter note, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Now, for the note values, you can see that each note can be divided into two equal parts and so on and so on. And an example is,
So here the note equivalent, and then each note has twice the value of the one below. Okay, so we're now going to show you an example. 5, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4.
so for the last element, we have pitch, and pitch can be measured in hertz.
Pitch is also the quality of a sound governed by the rate of vibrations producing it, and is also the degree of highness or lowness of the tone. Now we're going to show you an example of low pitch.
And for the high pitch,
So the formula that is related to music is the frequency formula denoted by F. And F is equal to 440 times 2 raised to D over 12, where D is the distance from pitch, which is A, equals 440 hertz. So 440 is the base note for all notes. So for example, if before an orchestra harmonizes, they first follow the bass pitch with bass note, which is 440. So next, let us first name the keys. So in naming the keys or the notes, there's always a flow. Alright, so this is read as C4, D4, E4, F4, G4, A4, and so on. And if you're going to move on to the next octave, it's going to be a number higher, which is this one. So in the next C, it's read as C5, D5, E5, F5. And in the next octave, it's read as C6, D6, and so on. So we have our bass note here, which is A, equals 440. So in getting the distance, we would count the keys from the base node. So for example, if you're going to get the distance to E4, you're going to count from here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So it's going to be -5 since you went to the left direction. Okay, so let's now apply this to the formula. So for example, we're going to get the frequency of E4. So the formula is so F equals 440 times 2 raised to D, which is -5 over 12. So in getting the answer, we would get 329.63 hertz.
So let's try another example, a note higher than A4. So let's try G5. So we don't know what its frequency is, but we should find for its distance from A4. So by starting here, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So its distance from A4 is 10. And next. So let's try to use it in the formula. So F equals to 440 times 2 raised to 10 all over 12. Since it's a note higher than it's a note higher than A4, then definitely it will have a positive exponent. So if you compute for it, it would be equal to 783.99 hertz.
So the graph of this equation is an exponential one since it is an exponential formula. So to explain the examples earlier.
So we see here that the x-axis is the distance and the y-axis would be the frequency. And from our base note, which is 440, since the distance from it is 0, we can say that our example a while ago is right here. And the other example that we have, E4 had a distance of 5, but it's a lower note, so it's around here. And the higher note, which is G5, had a distance of 10, so it's around here. So as you see that so as you see, as the note gets higher, the frequency also gets higher. And if you also compute for a distance of 12, you would get a note of A5, which is an octave higher than A4. And if you compute for its frequency, the frequency would become 880, which is twice from the original 440.
So we're going to plot the points. This is going to be -5, 329.63. And this one would be 0, 440. And this point from the example earlier would have 10, 700. 738 point some 0.99, yes. Okay, yes.
So here, if you want to find for the distance instead of the frequency, you simply get the inverse of it, which is the logarithmic function. And if you put it that way, it would become distance would be equal to 12 times log of frequency all over 440 base 2. So, but let's try an example.
So when you input a value, for example, if we're going to find the distance of a frequency of 440, we're going to get 0 because 440 divided by 440 is 1, and log 1 is 0. So the distance would be equal to 0.
So, like the example a while ago, if you get 880 here, which is equal to A5, and you would get that this distance would become 12 because log 2 base 2 would be equal to 1, and if you multiply by 12, then you get 12. And you'll see that 80 is really an octave higher than the original A4.
So now the graph of the inverse of the frequency formula is, this is the frequency and this is now the distance. So from the example earlier, given the frequency 440, we would have a distance of 0, so it would be around here. So it would be 440, 0.
And if you plot the other example, which is 880, it would become around here. And it had a distance of 12, so this would be its point.
Now, let's move on to intervals. Interval is the distance of one note from another note.
So intervals can be denoted as a ratio between two notes x and y. So this is an example of a melodic interval. So that is an interval because there is a distance between notes. This is an example of a harmonic interval. It is said to be a harmonic interval because the notes are playing at the same time. Next. So intervals have a formula which is y equals to rx.
Y is equal to Rx is a linear formula, and Y is the higher note, X is the lower note, and R is the ratio of interval.
R is also the slope of the equation. Next. So first we need to know what musical intervals are. So there are 13 musical intervals. First is the unison.
Second, minor second, major second, minor third, major third, perfect fourth, diminished fifth, perfect fifth, minor sixth, major sixth, minor seventh, major seventh, and last, the octave.
So here we have a keyboard wherein you can see most of the intervals, which is the major second, major third, perfect fourth, perfect fifth, major sixth, major seventh, and the octave. First, we need to know how we can use the interval formula to get the interval from one note. So let's say that we have C as our lower note. And then we want to know what the major third is without looking at the keyboard. So let's use the formula. First, we need to know what the frequency of C is. Alpha. So here we have C at 261.63. Then we need to know what the ratio of the major third is, so which is 5/4. So by applying the formula, we have y equals rx, y equals 261.63 times 5/4. So after computing, we'll have E at 329.63.
So as we all know, like explained a while ago, that music is exponential, which means that there will always be discrepancy, but this discrepancy will be insignificant and it will be small compared to other factors. So here we are showing you the graph of y equals rx, wherein x is equal to 440. So as you can see here, at 1, which is unison, 440 is the answer. So if we graph this, this is 1, 440.
While from 2, which is an octave, the frequency is 880.
So as you can recall from a while ago, the distance of an octave from one note is 12 semitones, which means that this one is correct because 880 is twice the frequency of 440 if you use the frequency formula. Here we have the formula r equals y over x, wherein x is equal to 440. Not to get confused, but this one is the y-axis.
And here is the r-axis for this specific equation.
So here, as you can see, x is equal to 440, which means that if y is equal to 440, the ratio will become 1, which is a unison. Another formula is,
When the frequency or y is equal to 880, r will be equal to 2, or the ratio will be an octave.
I really like this girl, Shaira. And because of her, I started creating music again. Parang pinatunog niya yung puso ko na parang gitara. Dahil sa kanya, nakatugtog ulit ako. And nahanap ko yung essence ng music ko. She's very beautiful, very smart, very pretty, and sobrang bait pa. And I hope magustuhan itong gagawin ko para sa kanya.
Ang galing mo!
thank you, Shai. Shai,
Yeah?
sasabihin sana ako,
What's that?
I really like you as a person.
I really like you two. We're friends,
No,
diba?
not like that. I really like you, more than friends, and more than acquaintances.
I really like you too.
And
As a friend. You're handsome. You're good in music. Mabait ka, matalino. I like someone else. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Max. I need to go.
Uy, Max! Uy, saglit lang, ano? Uy, ano nangyari? Uy, ano nangyari?
ayun, busted. Gusto daw siyang iba. Hindi niya ako type.
Pero ngayon,
Hindi
nahanap ko na
talaga
talaga kung anong mas
Talaga
mahalaga.
siya para sa'yo. Meron naman dyan ibang tao pwede